This week in Jamaica Now, preparing for the COVID-19, government concedes more needs to be done. Meanwhile, the health ministry has dismissed rumors of corona cases in Jamaica and has sought to quell fears Chinese were bypassing the ports in Kingston. Westmoreland man gets 2 life sentences on his 25th birthday. 4 boys in viral gun video arrested. American found dead in Montego Bay hotel room. And what really happened with the police and the motorist in Halfway Tree. I'm Damian Mitchell and this is Jamaica Now. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says he is satisfied with Jamaica's preparation for the coronavirus. However, he has conceded that more work needs to be done. Mr. Holness, who heads the National Disaster Committee, met with stakeholders on Thursday to assess Jamaica's preparation. 2 days earlier, the Health Minister, Dr. Christopher Tufton, told the Gleaner that based on the history of the virus in other countries, technocrats have been doing modeling to project the potential impact on Jamaica. What if the virus should hit Jamaica? Are there adequate supplies, for example, of reagents for testing? Are there adequate supplies of masks and other protective gear?
So we have an idea, or at least a sense of how we think the virus will, if it were to come here, would have impact us, and therefore what we would need in terms of hospital beds, isolation areas, quarantine facilities, and so on. So that plan would seek to look at how we would approach that, who are the critical agencies that would be involved in that process. I mean, the Army, suppliers, because sometimes you may have to restrict movement, restrict congregation of persons. Certain events may have to be postponed or cancelled.
You're hinting at an election postponement?
And then, no, not at all. And then, of course, on the clinical side, it may require, or it would require, entire wards of hospitals to be dedicated to isolation facilities for that particular purpose.
In the meantime, the health ministry is rejecting reports that there are cases of coronavirus in Jamaica. This week, there were several WhatsApp voice notes claiming that there were patients and related deaths here. And there was anxiety on Thursday after videos showed Asian-looking people arriving at the Kingston harbor in a rescue boat. It was suggested that the boatmen were Chinese avoiding the official ports. China is among 5 countries whose nationals are restricted from landing in Jamaica. The police say the people arriving on the rescue boats were ship workers who came to the harbor to get supplies for their vessel, which was docked in the harbor. Former government Senator Pernell Charles Jr. is set to be sworn in next week as the Member of Parliament for Clarendon South East, following his by-election win over independent candidate Derek Lambert. At the same time, Charles Jr.'s father, House Speaker Pernell Charles Sr., is bowing out of representational politics. Gleaner sources say Charles Sr. will be resigning as the MP for Clarendon North Central. Government Senator Robert Nesta Morgan will replace Charles Sr. as the Jamaica Labour Party's standard-bearer in Clarendon North Central. It is reported that Charles Sr.'s resignation could trigger a by-election. A Westmoreland man got a stinging birthday gift this week: 2 life sentences and an order that he remain behind bars for 30 years before he becomes eligible for parole. Justice Glenn Brown handed down the sentence to 25-year-old supermarket killer Davion Brown on Wednesday. The convict had earlier pleaded guilty in the Westmoreland Circuit Court to the daring August 2017 murder of supermarket packer 22-year-old Osiel Hall and the shooting death of 41-year-old Gerald Denton in December 2017. Brown is now in the 2nd year of a 3-year sentence after pleading guilty to a charge of illegal possession of a firearm, and the judge has ordered that he complete the term before starting the life sentences. The 2 life sentences will, however, run at the same time. Police detectives in Kingston Eastern have arrested 4 young men seen in this viral video brandishing a firearm. According to the police, 3 of the young men are minors. The other is 20-year-old Deason Berry of Rollington Town, Kingston 2. The police say they have also located the place where the video was recorded. According to investigators, one of the young men had breached the conditions of his bail in a matter which is now before the court. Still on crime, the police are now probing the murder of an American visitor in western Jamaica. The body of Theodore Walling, with multiple stab wounds, was found inside a hotel room in Montego Bay on Wednesday. Walling, who is from Michigan in the United States, was a guest at Hotel Gloriana, where his body was discovered. The death coincides with a strong defense of Jamaica's travel industry by U.S. Ambassador to Jamaica Donald Tapia, who insists that the Caribbean island is safe for tourists. St. James is among 7 parishes with a state of public emergency. There was excitement inside the Chinese Benevolent Association in St. Andrew this week when 3-year-old Cleon Elvin discovered sound for the first time. Elvin received a hearing aid through the help of the Starkey Hearing Foundation.
My name is Suzette Morris. I am Cleon Elvin mother, child that just getting hearing aid and hearing for the first time. I'm so happy, I'm so overwhelmed. Word can't explain how happy I am right now. And I just want to thank the people them to make this possible for it.
He's just going to look at it.
And that's it for this edition of Jamaica Now, your weekly review of the big news stories. Send us your comments at onlinefeedback@gleanerjm.com. You may tune in to Power 106 FM for regular updates. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Jamaica Gleaner and on Facebook at Gleaner Jamaica. I'm Damian Mitchell, and before we go, how the police got caught in a tussle with a motorist during an operation with the Transport Authority personnel in Halfway Tree, St. Andrew.
Watch your madness in a murder. I mean.
Well, yeah, so we don't know what Moby and the crew box man you have. A Moby and the crew box man, you see me? A Moby and the crew box man. Police them, someone I assist them now. Be a police, because you're the police them now. Step back. You tell me step back and I move, come on by business. Be a things that go on up here, so for half a tree, so be a things for half a tree primary, so. Be a the one, okay, just up. Police up there, so for half a tree primary, see gun there, pepper spray on the phone. Police. See that police. Police, don't yourself. Police.